U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the main objective of the continued U.S.-Israeli airstrikes is to destroy Iran's missile capabilities. He says the world will be a safer place once the mission is accomplished.
The goals of this mission are clear, and it's important to continue to remind the American people of why it is that the greatest military in the history of the world is engaged in this operation. It is to destroy the ability of this regime to launch missiles, both by destroying their missiles and their launchers, destroy the factories that make these missiles, and destroy their navy. I think we are all seeing right now the threat that this clerical regime poses to the region and to the world. They are trying to hold the world hostage. They are attacking their neighbors. They are attacking neighboring countries, their energy infrastructure, their civilian population. They're attacking embassies. This is a terrorist government. This is a terroristic regime. And we are seeing them conduct terrorism using nation-state elements, using weapons like missiles and one-way attack drones. And the objective of this mission is to destroy their ability to continue to do that. And we are well on our way to achieving that objective every single day with overwhelming force, with overwhelming precision. The military, the United States military, the men and women in uniform are conducting an extraordinary operation. There are not a lot of cameras down there covering what they're doing, as opposed to some of the other images that you may see from some of the cities and capitals nearby. But I want everyone to know your military is getting the job done. And every single day, this regime in Iran has less missiles, has less launchers, their factories work less, and their navy is being eviscerated. And the world is going to be a safer and a better place when this mission is accomplished.
Well, let's get over to Washington and join Manuel Rapalo, who's there. Now, are we getting any more information from the State Department, more than what we had from Marco Rubio, which, quite frankly, wasn't very much?
That's right. Unfortunately, we're not hearing any significant new lines from the State Department beyond what we just heard from that ceremony where Secretary of State Marco Rubio was commemorating World Hostage and Wrongful Detainee Day. That is the ceremony that took place earlier today here at the State Department. This is a ceremony for a day that commemorates hostages, American hostages, and Americans that are held wrongfully abroad, overseas. So again, not a whole lot of new information from Secretary Rubio on the subject of Iran. Within that context, he did say that the Iranian leadership is responsible for being, characterized them as being some of the worst hostage takers in the world. In terms of military objectives, we did hear just in that soundbite from Secretary Rubio where he says that those objectives remain the same: destroying Iran's missile capabilities, neutralizing Iran's naval capabilities. But it was more about what wasn't said today. This was not a press conference that was open to questions. So the secretary gave his remarks and walked away. But there was no mention of the U.S. assessment of Iran's new supreme leader. There was no mention or detailing of recent attacks against U.S. embassies in the region. So we're hopeful that we will have a little bit more clarity from State Department officials as the day gets underway.
Thank you so much for that. That's Manuel Rapalo joining us there from Washington, D.C.